Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So I'm bringing you into the kitchen for an unboxing today. I got myself a new kitchen toy, you might say, right here behind me. I was walking through the store the other day and I went through the canning section because I'm always curious to see if there's something new and interesting that I need to check out. Of course, because I love to do canning. And I saw this. It is a Nesco digital smart canner. You know, I have been eyeballing these things for a while. I've never actually seen one in the store. But I saw one in the store the other day and I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to get it. I don't have any canning devices. You know, Ball has like their hot water bath canner with the spout and all that stuff that you can can in. But this is the one thing I've really been kind of thinking about and pondering about, because it does small batches for pressure canning and it is like pretty automated as far as your process goes. And now it doesn't do a lot. It does, it says here on the side, it'll do 16 4-ounce jelly jars, 5 wide mouth pint jars, or 4 wide mouth quart jars. And you know, I think this would just be perfect for when I'm wanting to can small batches of things. You know, if I bake a chicken and I've got the carcass and I make some broth out of that, throw it in my Instant Pot and let it cook overnight, or a day or two, and I have this beautiful rich chicken broth, but it doesn't make a ton of it. So my only real option to store it is to freeze it or freeze dry it. And I don't generally freeze dry broths or things like that. So since this only does a few jars, I thought this would be perfect for instances where I want to can something, but I don't want to have to drag out my big old pressure canner to do it. So yeah, I'm excited to add this to my toolbox for canning. But I figured I would throw on the camera and open the box up with y'all and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so we'll get this opened up. Like I mentioned, this is a 9.5 quart canner, kind of like a big Instant Pot, but it is designed for not just cooking, but also canning. You can pressure cook in this. All right, move aside the cord. All right, with that. And the book must be inside it. Oh, we're going to need the scissors again. Oh, yes, we don't need the scissors. Over this way a little bit more. There we go. All right. So, as you can see, it kind of looks a lot like a great big Instant Pot pressure cooker. Got the lid, lock and unlock. There's a hook in the back there. Alright, so here's the user manual. 9.5 quart digital smart canner. So we've got all of the basic instructions in here. It says your key ingredient for food preservation. Well, I don't know about that, but I am hoping that this comes in very handy for doing small batches of things. So we've got all of the instructions there. And on the controls here, I'm going to bring you in here real quick so you can see this. So we have all different settings. As you can see, we have browning, you know, like your sear setting in your Instant Pot. We have pressure cooking. We have slow cooking. And then over here, we've got high pressure, low pressure, and water bath. So that's our hot water bath canning. All right, what do we got here? Well, first, here is the insert. All right, get these all taken apart here, all the little things that come with it. All right, so this right here, this is the canning rack, because of course when you can, you don't put your jars in direct contact with the bottoms. You always have a rack. So we've got that to put in there. And then we also have a steamer rack, so we can put that in there and use that for steaming food. But I would guess that when we're canning, and we have layers, like say of little jelly jars, we would also use that for the in-between, because you always put a rack or something of some sort in between the layers of jars. So I would guess that that is what that is for. Oh, and then we have this right here. This is, and then we have our jiggler for on top. Very nice. In the handbook here, it has like some basic canning tips, such as for seasonings. It says seasonings intensify during canning. Err on the side of caution and do not use sage as it gets bitter. A lot of people maybe didn't know that when you can, you don't really want to use sage. Add sage later to your recipes when you're serving them. Let's see, canner rack must be used in the liner pot with all types of jars. Make sure utensils, etc. are always clean before canning. These are just basic canning instructions or tips. Let's see here. All right, now in the book here, it actually has instructions for hot water bath canning. And of course, the things you would can in a hot water bath canner are what I also do in my steam canner that I have. And it's going to be your high acid foods, your pickles, your jellies, your salsas, and things like that. Then here it has a low pressure canning, steam canning, but this one is also for high acid foods. It says vegetables, fruits, sauces, and soup stocks. Very interesting. It says high acid foods for low pressure canning for high acid foods. Now, I don't know that I would actually need to do that, but that is interesting. And then on the next page, we've got your high pressure canning for your low acid foods, your meats, your soups, and things like that. Of course, then we've got our cooking instructions, browning, pressure cooking, steaming food, and all of that. So, all right, so there you go. There is my new kitchen tool for canning here in the kitchen. Now, I don't know if I'll do any cooking in this. I'm going to have to see what the liner for this is made out of, because it looks like it has a type of non-stick coating in the pot. And I'm a little particular about what I use to touch my food. I primarily bought this as a canner, an electric canner, and that was my plan for, you know, what I was going to use this for. So But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a try here before too long. And of course, I will bring y'all with me as I test it out. So if any of y'all out there have one of these Nesco digital smart canners and you've used it, I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments down below. What did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Any tips that you would like to share? Let us know in the comments down below. So that is it for today, friends. Thank you for joining me here again at the homestead. God bless, and I'll talk to y'all next time.